Severance fans, the latest developments in Season 2 have opened up a whole new layer of mystery surrounding Gemma, or, as we know her in the testing floor, Ms. Casey. If you've been following the show, you know that Gemma's supposed death was the catalyst that pushed Mark into working for Lumon in the first place. But the shocking truth of what's been happening to Gemma throughout this whole ordeal is even more disturbing than we imagined. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. In this video, we're diving deep into the revelations from Severance Season 2, Episode 7. Everything that's been happening to Gemma on the testing floor, what Lumon's been doing to her, and what it all means for the larger story of the series. By the end, you'll have a whole new understanding of the dark forces at play and how Gemma fits into Lumon's terrifying plans.
How many rooms today? 6.
Gemma's life on the testing floor. At first glance, Gemma's life as Ms. Casey seems to have some sense of normalcy. She's severed, sure, but she remains aware of her life outside the company. We even get flashbacks to her time with Mark, the romantic moments and their heartbreaking struggles with fertility. However, there's a catch. While her memories as her outie, Gemma, remain intact, it doesn't make her life on the testing floor any less harrowing. Gemma's been trapped on this floor, subjected to a variety of cruel tests overseen by figures like Cecily and Dr. Maurer. They draw her blood, ask bizarre questions, and subject her to unnerving experiences in various rooms. Some of these scenarios are mundane, a dentist's visit, airplane turbulence, but the repetition and emotional intensity are what make them torturous. Each new room she enters is a new test, designed to put her innies through uncomfortable and, at times, outright painful situations. The rooms themselves are named after MDR files, some of which have been integral to the experiences of other key characters. Mark's file, Allentown, was one of the first files to be refined, and we saw how it shaped his experiences. Similarly, Helly had Sienna and Dylan worked on Tumwater, but Gemma's file is tied to something much more ominous: Cold Harbor. The Cold Harbor mystery. As Gemma moves through the testing floor, she notices one room she's never been in: Cold Harbor. Dr. Maurer hints that once Gemma steps through that door, her ordeal will end and she'll see the world again. But something feels off. Can we really trust Lumon? Are they just setting Gemma up for another phase of torment? If we know anything about this company, we can't be sure that what's behind that door will be anything close to a happy ending. The connection between Cold Harbor and Mark is also incredibly important. While Gemma has yet to go through it, Mark and his MDR team are unknowingly working on this very file. We know that the names of these files correspond to Kier's 4 tempers: woe, dread, frolic, and malice, and that Lumon seems to be using these temperaments to shape how the rooms work and manipulate the emotional responses of their subjects. Will Cold Harbor be the final test, or is it something far more sinister?
Kier will take away all his pain, just as Kier has taken away yours.
Manipulating innies through the rooms. The rooms Gemma experiences are more than just torturous environments. They're designed to provoke specific emotional reactions, playing off of fear, discomfort, and dread. They make Gemma's innies live through seemingly ordinary but deeply annoying experiences, like having to write endless Christmas thank you notes, enduring dental work, or enduring airplane turbulence. Imagine having to relive these experiences over and over again, trapped in a perpetual loop. This isn't just about creating discomfort. It's a method of conditioning. What if these rooms are part of Lumon's larger plan to sever people not just at work but at home, separating their identities for every aspect of life they want to avoid? By compartmentalizing their lives into multiple innies, they can eliminate any part of life they'd rather not experience. The question remains, what happens when you sever so many pieces of yourself? Do you still have a life worth living? Dr. Maurer's chilling words to Gemma give us a clue about Lumon's larger agenda. She tells Gemma that Mark will benefit from the world Gemma is creating for him. This suggests that Lumon's goal might not be to eliminate pain from the world entirely, but rather to shift that pain onto someone else, someone who doesn't even remember the suffering they're enduring. The innies are the ones who suffer, but the outies don't feel it. It's a twisted form of escape from pain, but at what cost? testing floor's control room. As the testing floor experiments continue, we get a brief look at the control room where the progress of the MDR team is monitored. It's clear that Lumon is watching everything closely, and not just from a distance. There are other figures like mysterious duplicates of the MDR team members observing through screens. These figures, like Mark Watcher, each seem to serve a purpose similar to the shadow figures we've seen in earlier episodes, adding yet another layer of eerie surveillance. These Watchers aren't just there for show. Could Lumon be using some form of technology to create these duplicates? Are they conducting tests on the MDR team and monitoring their progress in real time? The implications of this are massive, and it further demonstrates how far Lumon is willing to go to ensure that the severance process works, that they can truly separate a person's mind into multiple segments and control their behavior and emotions.
Yes, he dies at the end.
Gemma's past with Lumon. What's even more disturbing is how Lumon's reach extends back into Gemma's past, long before she was severed. We see her life with Mark, including the blood drive where Lumon's logo is subtly present. Later, at a fertility clinic, Dr. Maurer makes a seemingly innocuous appearance in the background, further suggesting that Gemma was always under Lumon's radar. This raises an important question. Why was Gemma so important to them? Was there something about her blood, her psychological profile, or her response to certain tests that made her a perfect candidate for their experiments? And more importantly, why did they choose her to undergo the process of severance, knowing full well that they would manipulate and distort her entire reality?
Same guy fighting himself, defeating his own psyche. Ego death.
The Ideographic cards and Gemma's special role. In a further twist, we learn about Lumon's use of Ideographic cards, which they send to Gemma as part of their ongoing experiments. One of these cards, Chikai Bardo, has a significant meaning in the context of Buddhism. It refers to the transitional state between life and death. Gemma's interpretation of the card seems to differ from Mark's, suggesting that she may have a deeper understanding of the symbols and their meanings than the company anticipated. Gemma's unique reaction to the Ideographic cards could be another reason Lumon singled her out. Her inquisitiveness and ability to understand the cards in a way that others don't might have been a factor in why they decided to make her a subject of their experiments. Could these cards be some kind of recruiting tool for future tests? And is Gemma's involvement in these experiments simply a means to an end for Lumon to continue expanding their control over individuals? Gemma's escape attempt. One of the most striking moments in Chikai Bardo is when Gemma tries to escape the testing floor. She manages to make it to the elevator, but unlike Mark in Season 2's opening sequence, Gemma is caught before she can leave. Milchick, acting on orders from Lumon, sends her back down. Why does Lumon care so much about her leaving? Why can't she know the truth about her death, about her role in this twisted experiment? The answer seems to lie in the fact that Gemma knows too much. If she leaves the testing floor, she could potentially uncover the truth about Lumon's nefarious plans and expose them. She doesn't know she's dead to the outside world, and her leaving could bring everything crashing down. The secrecy surrounding her fate is critical to Lumon's operation, and Gemma's escape would unravel their carefully constructed web of lies.
When he's done, you're gonna have to say goodbye.
The final revelation. What is Cold Harbor? As we near the conclusion of Gemma's story in Season 2, the mystery of the Cold Harbor room looms large. It's the one room she hasn't entered, and the one that seems to hold the key to the completion of her work at Lumon. Dr. Maurer's conversation with Drummond suggests that once Cold Harbor is completed, Gemma's work will be done, and she'll never see Dr. Maurer again. What is behind that door? And why is it so important for Mark to complete the file? Will Cold Harbor finally offer some answers, or will it mark the beginning of an even darker chapter for Gemma?
How much longer do I have to do this?
Our nerdy thoughts. As we continue to peel back the layers of mystery surrounding Gemma and her role at Lumon, one thing becomes clear. The company's reach is far more insidious than we could have imagined. They've manipulated not just Gemma's life, but also her very perception of reality. But what are they really after? And how does Gemma fit into their larger plan? These questions remain unanswered, and with Cold Harbor on the horizon, it seems that the worst is yet to come. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the chilling truth of what Lumon has been doing to Gemma, or Ms. Casey, in Severance Season 2. The mysteries just keep piling up, and with Cold Harbor looming, there's no telling what twists and revelations are waiting for us next. What do you think is really behind the Cold Harbor door? And why do you think Gemma was chosen for these terrifying experiments? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your theories. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future deep dives into the world of Severance. Until next time, keep questioning everything and stay tuned for for more secrets from the depths of Lumon. Thanks for watching.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.